Bruno Mars. You won't believe what he just admitted. After years of silence, no scandals, no oversharing, and not even a whisper of drama, Bruno Mars finally said something. Just one cheeky sentence that sent the entire internet into a frenzy. At 39, the man who danced his way into global fame with Uptown Funk and sang his heart out in Just the Way You Are, turned a long-running rumor into a punchline and shut down the noise in the coolest way possible. But to really understand why this single line meant so much, we need to rewind. Not to the Super Bowl halftime shows or the Grammy wins, but back to where it all started. The boy behind the voice, the kid who wasn't born a legend, just born hungry. See, long before he was Bruno Mars, he was Peter Gene Hernandez, born in Honolulu, Hawaii. Sounds exotic, right? But it wasn't all sunshine and lays. His dad was a percussionist, his mom a hula dancer. Together they raised 6 kids in a home filled with music, rhythm, and not much else. By the time he was 3, Bruno, nicknamed after a wrestler, was already doing Elvis impressions on stage. Cute? Yes. Glamorous? Not even close. He was singing on tables at small venues, earning applause instead of allowance. But that dream life? It crumbled fast. When Bruno was 12, his parents split. The gigs dried up. The money vanished. He and his dad were homeless, crashing with relatives, then sleeping in an abandoned bird zoo. No lights, no running water, just cages, squawking, and cold floors. That's where Bruno found his voice. Not for fame, but to survive. He once said, "When I sang, I forgot I was poor." That's the kind of drive no record label can manufacture. After high school, he made a risky move, packed up and left for LA with no backup plan, not even a plan B. He just knew he had to make it. But LA wasn't exactly waiting with open arms. Labels didn't know what to do with a Puerto Rican Filipino guy who sounded like Motown and dressed like James Brown. They told him to sing in Spanish, told him to change his name. One even said, "Be the next Enrique Iglesias." But Bruno said no. And that no? That was the beginning. He didn't break in overnight. First, he got shelved by a label. Then he went behind the scenes, writing, producing, grinding. He formed a group called the Smeezingtons and started penning hits for others. Songs like Right Round, Wavin' Flag, and Long Distance. It wasn't the spotlight, but it was the foundation. Then came 2009. You remember Billionaire and Nothing on You? That was Bruno's breakout. One voice, 2 features, and suddenly, everyone wanted to know who this guy was. By the time Doo-Wops and Hooligans dropped in 2010, Bruno wasn't just a songwriter anymore. He was the voice. Just the Way You Are hit #1. Grenade followed. The world didn't just listen. They fell in love. His second album, Unorthodox Jukebox, pushed boundaries. Funk, reggae, ballads. It was genre hopping in a way that didn't feel forced. It just felt Bruno. And then came Uptown Funk. You know the song. Everyone knows the song. It dominated charts for 14 weeks and still plays like it dropped yesterday. It wasn't just a hit. It was a moment. But after that, Bruno disappeared. No behind-the-scenes content. No oversharing. Just tour dates, stage shots, and radio silence. In a world where celebrities tweet their breakfast and live stream their breakdowns, Bruno chose silence. And that silence? It worked. So when a wild rumor popped up in 2023 that Bruno Mars owed $50 million in gambling debt to MGM Las Vegas, people freaked out. There were no official reports, no confirmed sources. But the idea that Bruno, the one guy who seemed untouchable, was secretly in deep trouble? It caught fire. People said he was performing in Vegas to pay off debt. Some claimed he lost everything at blackjack. For 2 years, it spiraled. And Bruno? He said nothing. Until January 2025. Bruno made history as the first artist to hit 150 million monthly listeners on Spotify. That's when he finally posted, "I'll be out of debt soon. Keep streaming my music." One sentence, no denial, no drama, just a wink. The internet lost it. Not because he confirmed anything, but because he played it perfectly. A joke so smooth, it ended the conversation. No more rumors, just Bruno, still on top, cracking jokes. Even MGM had to release a statement denying the debt rumors. But by then, no one cared. Bruno had already won. That's the secret. Bruno doesn't fight noise, he outlasts it. He doesn't air dirty laundry, he makes you dance so hard you forget to ask. And somehow, he built a $175 million empire without flaunting a thing. No mansion tours, no car flexes, just music, moves, and mystery. Even his love life? Quiet. He dated Jessica Caban for over a decade. No scandals, no drama. When the photos vanished from her feed, fans whispered about a breakup. Did he comment? Nope. Because Bruno doesn't perform his personal life. He protects it. While everyone's out here posting everything, Bruno Mars proves that less really is more. He's the rare kind of star whose every move feels intentional, every word measured, and every song timeless. He doesn't chase trends. He is the trend. And when he finally does speak, you feel it. So if you've ever wondered what real control looks like, not just over fame, but over your story, just watch Bruno Mars. If this left you wanting more, go ahead. Hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more stories that dig deeper than the headlines. We'll keep bringing you the truth behind the music, one legend at a time.